This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hey guys, good morning. Now, today we're going to discuss, it's a very important, guys. Yesterday we had issue, right? That application, I'll check that Node.js application, but Docker file, there is no issue, but server side. Let's run again one more time. Let's see it works or not. Okay, if it works, that's fine. If it is not works, I'll check that sometime. Definitely we'll discuss that Node.js application. We'll take another example of Node.js and we'll do that. Okay, if it is not works. Okay, and then today what we are going to discuss is a very, very important. Without this question, the interview never happened for any DevOps. Interview never happened for any DevOps. That much important it is. Okay, no, that is 1 second, guys. Sorry, yes. Okay, now let's see what we do. That is for add versus copy, difference between these two, and then CMD versus entry point, and then run as well. Run versus CMD versus entry point. Now this Docker file instructions, when we use add, when we use copy, when we use run, when we use the CMD, when we use the entry point, what is the difference between two? Okay, and we'll do complete hands-on on this. We know that copy the files, we can use either this, either that. Okay, and to run any command, we are using this. To run any like as executable thing, now we can use these two in our Docker file. These two in our Docker, either this we are using. But at what time we can use this, at what time we are going to use this, okay, and how many forms it has, what is the difference between shell form and exe form. Okay, shell form and exe form. First let's discuss about these two also, shell form and exe form. Then after this three difference we cannot discuss this, what is the shell form and exe form, and then we'll see that run and CMD entry point about that. Okay, and before going to do this, let's execute that again one more time for the previous example whatever we are built yesterday. That is a web login code. Okay, what I'm going to do, let's do one thing. Okay, this is like, if you do here, if it will upload for some data, if you want you can use this. Okay, now okay, data practice. Okay, it's not built that. Let's do one thing, go here, DevOps practice login. Okay, now what I'm going to do, just drag and drop here, just drag and drop. Also it will be copied into your server. That's a shortcut for to copy the files, your Windows system to your EC2 instance from through using the mobile system. It will work like as a WinSCP, FileZilla, those kind of tools. What is the WinSCP? WinSCP and FileZilla, these two tools which we can use for to transfer the files between the one place to another place, that is Windows system to Linux server. We can use either WinSCP or FileZilla. Now the same way in a mobile external also we have the feature to copy the files between the your Windows machine. This is your EC2 instance, This is your Windows. Just we can drag and drop there, and we got the folder here now. You can see here. This is the login Docker. We got this code. Nothing. It's working example the previous batches. No, just I'm trying. Nothing. There is no change in that. Whatever yesterday we explained, the same code it has. Now open the Docker file one more time here. There's nothing else. It's everything is a common. Okay, it's everything is the common for using this. Now, any concern here, guys? I'm taking Ubuntu as a base image and I am updating Ubuntu machine. And I say that this is a working directory and installing Node.js, installing npm, and installing HTTP server. Then all files I copy in this current path and then this expose 800 and finally run the HTTP server. Okay. Any concern about this file? There's nothing. Whatever we had done yesterday, it's the same. What I'm going to do, let's build Docker build -t login v1. Let's do just I did for login and then let's run this Docker run -d name login app. This is the same Node.js app only. Okay, Node.js app only, and then again -t 8081:8080, and then any port that you wish, guys. This port is your wish. Okay. Now we can see here Docker ps. Now the container is running successfully. That's not a problem. Still it's running. Still it's running. Still it's running. There is no issue on this. Now Docker logs -f of container ID. Then do this. Okay. And what I'm going to do 8081, right? Now let's go and hit this. When we are hitting, the application is going down actually. When we are hitting, the application is going down, but container is running. Container is running, but when we are making hit from browser, the client will making call. Now that time it's failing actually. Now when I run this, now see, this is it's reaching here, and then this got error, and the container going stop. Container going to be stop. Okay. Now error HTTP header sent. Cannot set the header after they are clicked. No, this is a Node.js issue somewhere. Not sure where we are exactly need to be changed. This developer can understand more actually. Instead of us, that they can be understand. What is this? That's fine, guys. Okay. This is some issue with development, and we'll see if not gonna work. We'll take another Node.js application and we'll do that. Okay, and same error we got. If it is kind of error container not running, what you do in real time, just copy this log and share with the dev, and the developer will be look into that. I can tell them when we are making the call to this and we are getting this is the error we are getting, and then no, they will be check on that. Okay, we don't need to worry about this. Even this is what exactly we do in the real time. Okay, we can't test that, we can't fix that. Okay, remember, if any container not running, like a container is building issue, then that our scenario, our issue. Then if something application not working, application stopping when you're making a hit, means their issue, that we need to be tell them. Okay, is it clear? Right, what we do, we'll take another Node.js application and we'll discuss that. Okay guys, we'll implement another Node.js application. We'll get that in GitHub Node.js project and we'll do that. Mhm. I'll check that good Node.js project, then I'll share to. I'll discuss sometime for next sessions. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the add and copy. Okay. What is the add and copy? What is the purpose of add and copy? Basically, it's a simple thing to copy the files from your host machine to Docker image. Host machine to Docker container. Docker image. First we are copying the Docker image. Let's say host machine to Docker file. Let's say host machine to Docker file. And once you build it, it will be copied the Docker image. That once it is built and then once we run, it will be in the container. That means simply you can say that copy the files from your host machine to Docker image. Docker image. That's we are going to use that add and copy. Now, at what scenario we are use the add? At what scenario we are going to use copy? Okay. The main thing is purpose set. Purpose is same. Purpose is same. Both we can use the same purpose. And then what copy will do? Remember, it's very important. Copy the files from host machine to Docker image. That is the one thing. Remember, that is a common feature from this and that. And what copy can do? Copy can only copy from host machine to and then Docker image. Only copy from host machine to Docker image. And if you go for add, it can copy from host machine and then and remote URLs also. Okay, host machine and remote URLs also we can copy. Means now if you want to download somewhere in the internet like as HTTP URLs, okay, and you want to copy that file into your Docker image, instead of using the curl duplicate, even we can use the add command. Instead of duplicate and then curl command, we can use the add command. That is the benefit of here. Now it's only copy from the host machine to there, and then here copy from host machine and then remote URLs also. We can copy the files from your remote URLs to your Docker image. That is the benefit. And then second one, we'll see hands-on each and every difference, and you will get to know that very clear. Okay. And second thing is copy. When you copy the tar file, if you want to, we have a tar file in let's say if you have a tar file in your local machine, and if you copy the tar file, what you do is just copy the tar file. It will just copy the tar file. It will, whatever the file it is there, it will just copy the tar file. In this, if you are using add, if you copy the tar file, what it will do, it will extract the tar file, and then remove the tar file, In a single command, it will do that. If it is even the copy command, if you use, you need to copy the tar file and you need to untar file and then you need to remove the tar file. Now here is what are the steps you need to take extra? Copy tar file, untar file, untar this file, and then remove the tar file. Like as why we are remove the tar file? Because it's waste of space. Because it's a waste of space if you are storing this tar file in your Docker file, right? Yes or no? Now that's the reason we are going to remove that. Now, if you use the add command, what add command will do? It will do everything in the single command. You don't need to return the here three commands we need to do. Here only single command can do that. Here three commands we can use that, and a single command we can use that here. We can use the single command here. Is it clear? That is the main difference, guys. This is the main difference. These two are the main difference. These are the two are the main difference. And there is a one more is okay. Then copy we can use the multi-stage builds, but add command we are not using. Okay, to copy the build from the previous build to next build, multi-stage builds copy we can use, but add we can't use. Okay, it can be used in the multi-stage builds. Again, you guys are confused here. Just leave it about this. Okay, this is a new feature. We can use the multi-stage builds, but we can't use this add. We'll see the hands-on for each step here. These two steps. Okay, this is we can ignore that. This we can ignore that. Okay, and these two are the main important for the add and copy. And see the difference between these two, and then we'll get to know that what is meaning of like as only tar file and how to use the remote and what are the benefits. If when you, for example, let's say when we are trying to download a tar files from remote URLs, it will just download the URL. It will just download the tar file. But when this tar file copy from your mix, from you, it has tar file saved in your host mission, then these three features, these three things we can do in the single command. But when you are downloading from internet, it won't do these three commands, guys. It won't do these three commands. That again you need to be written yourself. If it is a remote, this is same like as work as a copy. Okay, and then if it is a local tar file, it will be untarring and it will be remove the tar file also. It will be do for us. It will do for us. Let's do one thing. Let's do the one by one step. Okay, let's go for the copy the files and the add also we can copy the files and we'll test that. Okay, understand guys, concept is clear now. Clear now what I'm talking copy and add. What is the copy and add? Right, in a Docker file we are using the two things, right? Now let's discuss about this. Okay, fine. MKD here, add copy folder. I'm creating one copy folder inside, add Control L, clear the screen. Okay, I clear the screen. Then next, let's go for step by step. I've written a very nice document for this. Guys, clear, right? Concept is clear or not? If you're confusing, just let me know. Huh? Okay, now let's. Fine. Now this purpose is copy the files from the your that is the copy the file from specific location to your Docker image. That is what we are using the add and copy, and syntax will be like that, add and options, and even we can mention the owner group and all, even source and destination. Okay, we can use the same. Now let's what we are going to do. Let's create a one sample.txt file. I'm pushing this simple one sample.txt file I'm creating here. See here, what is the file is created? Sample.txt file is created, and what is the content is there? This content will be print inside this file. This content I'm redirecting into this file. Now this is sample file, one file I created. I'm not sure, Narendra. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. The next, let's create a one more file also, example file, the same like that. Okay, two files we have created. Sample file and then example file. And the next, let's return the Docker file here. And let's see here what I will do. What it will do, it will be do the same. Okay, this is busybox base image. You can same like as a whatever it is, Ubuntu is there. Busybox also one base image. It's the same kind of Ubuntu, and then sample.txt and then example.txt. And what I'm going to do, just copying in the temp folder. Or else, if you want where the like if you do the current path, it will copy the current path. This is the source is where in this current path. Current path means what? Wherever I'm standing running the Docker file that contains this file. If it is some other path, into give the absolute path of in your this path. I mean, if it is somewhere like as for example, let's say it's somewhere in the your system, home slash EC2 user slash something like that. That you need to be do this. Okay, that is you need to be clean that. Okay, fine. Now these two files are in the current path. Then what I did, I just do this, and finally I'm running the sh command is the executable. Then save this. Let's build the image. I'm going to use copy the command this same. Okay, again instead of typing. I'm building this, I'm creating this image. This image not available, busy box, it's download from internet. Okay, once it is downloaded, and then let's run it. Now I'm running Docker run -80 and then this container ID. Even if you're not using also, that's fine. Now we are going inside that. If you're not using SSH also, it will go inside. Now we are in this now. And which folder we are copied that? Temp folder. If you see the temp folder, these two files are copied here. Okay, one file for example file, one file for sample file. That's what exactly we've written this Docker file. This is sample file I'm copied here, and add also we are using the copy this example file. Clear, right? Using copy, I copy the sample file. Using add, I copy the example file. Just this is example for purpose is both purpose are same, both syntax are same. Understand, right? This is example which I shown you. This is just for this both commands are doing the same purpose. Is it clear now? Clear, guys? Right? This is the temp folder. The temp folder. We are inside the container. Okay, we are inside container. This is also copy the file. This also copy the file. Both add also did the same job and copy also did the same job. Okay. And what we'll do next? Let's control PQ. Or else let's exit this way. Okay, control PQ if you come out, that's fine. Okay, that is the what it's a done the same job. It's a done the same job. The next what we are gonna do, let's see the difference between these two. And copy. Copy, what is the copy will do? The copy the instruction copy the files and directories into Docker image. It takes src and destination as the argument. Source can be absolute and relative current working directory or wildcards. Destination path can be absolute or relative in the wildcard in the working directory. Let's see the here. And then this add also same like as syntax. Okay, syntax of this and here add instruction copy the files directories remote in this here. It takes src destination as argument. Source can be files and directory. Source can be URLs. Now this is source files and directories only, but here it can be URL also, means remote URLs also. The add instruction will download the files from URL and save it to destination. We don't need to use the curl or duplicate command download a file. Source can be a local tar file, zip, tar or zip archive. The add instruction will automatically extract it to the destination. We don't need to run the unarchived commands manually. Okay. we use add when you want to download it from URL, extract or extract local archive files. At these two scenarios, we are using a add command, or else it's a good option to use the copy if it is your host machine. If it's a host machine, your files, use copy. If you want to download, or if you are the host machine having the tar file, it's a good to use the add command. Good to use the add command. Is it clear, guys? Understand now? Let's do that. Let's do the hands-on, then you will get a more clear on that. What is meaning of what is this tar file, how it will untar. Okay, that example. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to create a one tar file here. Tar cvzf means that is options for creating a tar file and verbose and all the things. And this is the tar file name is the example tar file. And what I'm tarring here is what are the file current path it has. Okay, what are the file means sample file, example file, docker file. All this I'm putting into this tar file. These three files I'm putting into tar file here. Is it clear now? Clear or not? This I'm creating one tar file here. Now these three files, now if you see this, we have a one tar file. If I extract these three files inside this zip file, these three files will be there. In Windows, we are calling it zip file. In Linux, we are calling it tar file. That's it. It's a zip file. It contains these three files. To create a zip file, we are using a tar command. Is clear, guys? Is clear, right? No confusion, right? Okay. Then next, what we do? Let's copy this. Okay. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the add command first. VA Docker file. One command already. Just remove, deleted all the lines, and then busybox. Just I'm using add command to copy this file. To copy this tar file into temp directory. Which file I'm copying? Tar file I'm copying. Remember that. In which command I'm using? Add command. Add command I'm using. Save this file. Save this file. And the next, let's execute this. Copy add test v1 image name, and let's run the container. And run the container with this name. Okay. And now, if you see the go to temp directory and see the LSF file there, what we did, we copy the tar file. But where is the tar file? There is no tar file. What it happened? It will copy the tar file. It will extract the tar file, and it will remove the tar file. Understand? No? In temp directory, what we did, we are using this tar file and the temp directory, but the tar file is not appearing in the temp directory because it got deleted, and then it was extracted, and then we got what are the files we are inside this tar file. The three files will be showing here. Understand, guys? Like as when you want to copy the tar file, you want to untar the tar file, and you want to remove the tar file, instead of three commands, only add command done for all for us. Add command can done for all three for us. You don't need to write the three commands in your Docker file. No, it will save you a lot of space and lot of commands layers. It will reduce for your Docker file. Is it clear now? Yes. Do for same thing for copy. Let's see what copy will do. Okay. Same thing, same example with the copy. Now VA Docker file. Okay, let's do for instead of add command, I'm going to use the copy command. COPY. It will also copy the tar file, but see what is the difference it contains. What is the difference contains? Now let's v2 version. Let's do the v2 version. Earlier it's a v1 version. Now it's a v2 version. Let's build it and let's run the container. Go to the temp directory. If you can see here, we have only tar file. We have only tar file. It is not extracted. It is not removed. If you want to extract this again, what you should do? You should be use the run command tar-xvzf and then this file name and the dot. That is the one thing you should do. That another one what you should do, and again you need to remove that file again. We need to use the run command rm-rf and then that tar file name we need to use. Then it will be remove the tar file. Three commands you need to execute. Is it clear now, guys? Difference between the add and copy, from copying the tar file from your host machine to Docker image. What is the advantage of the add? And when we use the add and when we use the copy, when we have a files called as tar files. If it is a simple files like a normal like as let's say normal source file, if we can use anything, either we can use add, either we can use copy, either we can use if it's simple files. If a tar files, if you use add, you will get a more features. If it is a like as you want to download URL from internet, then add is good option for us, because we can no need to use the duplicate command and other things. We can use the add command also, we can use that. Okay, is it clear, guys? Clear now? Okay, okay, that's fine. Now next another example what we have to do. Let's see about the here. Now if you want to do like this, now this is what you should do. Okay, if you want to extract that, what you should do, we can work in that. You can say this, run this tar file, and then we can, if you want to do this using copy, what else we do? Let's do this. Control PQ. VA Docker file. If you want to same thing, what would the add command do? And then if you want to do this again here also, what we should do? And one line command extra and one more line also. You should run command rm -rf of and this tar file. This is that command you should do that. One is that untarring and then removing. These commands you need to be do this. Now here when you use a copy, you need to execute these three commands to do whatever the add command do. Let's do this. Let's build this. See, and the next, if you want, you can do this. And see here, it will do same like as a add command. Now here working directory I mentioned earlier, we didn't mention the working directory. If you mention the working directory, it will work as a C that we are discussed in the yesterday session. Is it clear, guys? Right, guys? Now that is the main advantage of add and copy. It's a very important question, guys. When you go for interview, without this question add and copy and CMD entry point, without this, you won't get a DevOps job. Let's say that much important it is. That much important it is. Let's say it's a gunshot question. Let's in colleges we are talking about, right? Gunshot question, and then very important question, mandatory question. Okay, like that. Okay, the next what we do, let's do with the URLs. Okay, what benefit we'll get, but you can't use the copy command when you are downloading from URLs. You can't use that. Add can be used, but a copy can't use that. Okay, then next, what happens are if you use myths, then try yourself. Some people will ask question, I know that. What happened? Let's do this. But when you with this is also tar file, right? This tar file is available or not, we need to check first. Let's copy this file. What I'm downloading, Tomcat actually. Okay, just Tomcat. Right, let's go for browser. It is available or not, let's check now. This URL not found means that it's got deprecated. Now download this, copy the link address. What we can do, Shift D. Okay, Shift D. Insert and you can use dot also. Insert dot also. Dot or you can use the dot temp. We already say that working directory. This means it will store in the our temp directory. Now let's build this. Why I use the latest means that URL is not available. When I have written this document, that time version is the 8.5.8. Now version is the which version we are right now. That is different version. We'll open that. That's it's downloaded. Okay, downloaded. Now it's a 9.0.54. That is was old duplicate. Now let's run this container. Now open this container and see that temp directory. You can see it's just downloading a tar file. It won't untarring. It won't remove that. That again you should be take care of. And when you use the remote URL. When you use a tar file in your local, it will do 3 jobs. But when you download it from tar files from internet, it will do only 1 job. Is it clear, guys? Now, in this scenario, instead of using that, we can use for curl or duplicate also. That also fine, same both. But the good option to use the curl command only instead of add. Instead of add, good to use the curl command. The most like as most people are saying that don't use the copy add command when we are downloading from internet files. Use the curl command for more secure. Okay, clear? That is a good session. Okay, that's all about the add and copy. And the next, even this is exactly what it is. The next best practice add and copy. And instead of using add copy download URL, you can use the duplicate or curl use and multiple commands to execute. Now you can do this way. Okay, now download this, duplicate, and then untarring, and then we can remove the tar file and then symbol. In a single layer, we can do this. This is a good option to use this. Understand, no? That is what it is example. And finally one more. Okay, this is one more like a noteworthy. It's a like latest one. Okay, difference between add and copy. That copy can be used the IFRFN from an index, the flag that lets the copy from the previous build stage, multi-stage build. Add does not have this option. Okay, clear guys? Clear now? Now that is run ENV, and then that we'll discuss in the next session. And now let's discuss about the another example, another one very important one. CMD run and entry point. Entry point. Clear, right? Add and copy, guys. Add and copy, which is a good option. Just good option to use the copy command. But when you have the tar file, good option to use the add command. Okay. When you have the tar files to copy in your host to here, use add command. That is a good option. Okay. And when you have the like as normal files, you can to use the copy command mostly. Final conclusion of that. Guys, is clear everyone? Why I'm asking is this is without this interview question never be happened, guys. Remember, if you have question, just let me know. I'll discuss again. Okay, fine. The next question: run versus CMD versus entry point. Then maybe mostly they're gonna ask you what is the difference between these two. They're not gonna ask this, but there is a chances to ask this. Even I faced one time for this question, and it is also similar kind of CMD entry points run also. Okay. Now, when this run CMD, but this run will execute in a build time. Run is the one set, CMD and entry point is the one set. Okay, these two is the one set and this is the one set. This is what Suchit-local I told now. This is what I told now. This is a multi-stage builds. Yesterday I shown you guys remember. You can ignore that is a new option. That's I shown in the last. Okay, now if you see this is the build which we use, this as build, right? If you want to copy this build to your next one, we can use the copy command. We can't use this, the add command. Add command we can't use in this place to build from previous build to next build. We can use the copy command, but we can't use in the add command. It's clear now? That is what that meaning of that. Clear now? That is the meaning of multi-stage builds, copy command. Add command, no option for that. Okay, that is the latest one. Okay, the next. Okay, and then mkdir, and then write the CMD versus entry. Then go for CMD folder. Okay, let's go here. The next what we do, let's discuss about this. It's a very important, guys. Okay, very important. Remember, listen carefully. Before going to do, let's talk about this. Now, this run can be used in the mainly for build time. Build time. And this command we can use for mostly for runtime. Runtime means this command will execute it when we are building a image. Means build command time. This whatever you commands are written inside the run command. And if you guys observe here, the previous one we use a run command and then we are untar file and then extracted here. If you guys observe here. You observe here, run this tar file, okay, and then run remove this file, and then what happened when you run this command is executed and then it will remove here, and then here when you are tar file then it will be happening here. Okay, now this run command are executed in the while building these run commands are executed, but CMD entry point these two commands will run when you run a container. Means this is it will execute in the when you use the docker build command. Docker build command it will run, but these commands won't be run actually. It will be saved in your docker file, but it won't run. Okay, when these two files are run, when you use the docker run command, when you use the final command, let's say when you run a container, that time it will be run this CMD and entry point. This CMD and entry point we can, these two will be executed. This when you are building time this used, and these commands are used in the when runtime. But again, these three has the two options. One is the exe form and then shell form. What is the exe form and shell form is? Now what is the shell form means? Let's say for example run, let's say um, simple, let's say apt install git. This is what it is. It's a shell form. It is simply write like as a Linux command. It is a shell form. And if you want exe form, run and braces here, and put a single quotes apt comma, and then install comma, and then git. Now each and everything is a separate like as parameters like that. Now this form we are calling as a exe form, and this form we are calling as a shell form. We can use either this and that, but mostly all preferable is for This is the shell form. You guys are observed, right? Just now I used for like as you know, Tomcat, even Tomcat time they use the uh, like anything like as you know that executable and then start and stop or anything the command you want to run. That time this is the exe form we can use any parameter of your application that parameters then we can use this any parameters. Let's say what I mean. Let me show the one example, real example. Tomcat Docker image. Let's say that. Then you go for Tomcat Docker image. When you go for tags, okay. And if you can observe here, CMD Catalina and run. Okay, even comma is there enough. You put RS, you can ignore that. Now you can see Catalina.sh means now this is a parameter. If you want, you can override this parameter. Okay, now that we'll discuss. Now these parameters we can divide it actually. We can use that when you use the this is the exe form. If you want to run any executable and parameter wise, you can go for exe form. If it is normal RS, we can use the same shell form also will work. Like as let's cardinal analysis space run also it will work. There is no problem with that. But there is a difference between the when you use the exe form and shell form. There is a difference will be there that we are going to discuss now. Okay, when we use the shell form, when we use the exe form, and what is the difference between the exe form shell form first, then we'll discuss about the run and CMD and entry point later. First let's discuss about the what is the difference between the shell form and exe form. Shell form and exe form, whenever you see the braces, that is the exe form. Without braces we are calling as a shell form. That is clear, right guys? Right. Let's do for that first shell form versus exe form. See, now you can go through these commands. Okay, this is same whatever I discussed just now. Run execute commands in layer that creates a new image. It's often to used installing software packages. It's the run command we can use the mostly installing software packages and run any Linux command. We are using the run command. And CMD entry point we can use in the executable final whatever the will run the container. What command you want to run, that we are gonna put in the inside the CMD or entry point. Let's say run the Python script, run the Java command, let's say run the Jenkins, let's run the Tomcat server. And final one, whatever you want to run the continuously final command execution, that command we are putting inside the CMD or entry point. Remaining things all like installing softwares, running any Linux command, that we can use in the run command. That we can use in the run command. Is it clear now, guys? Okay. The next we can see about the Docker images and layers. Okay. Now this is can talk theoretically. That's simply, and let's discuss about the shell and the exe form. And shell form will be it's a simple instruction and command, and the exe form will be like that. This exe form will be that's instruction and then executable here like this. Instruction and then executable for this. Instruction and then executable. Let's do this. Let's see the difference between these two and you can understand. No, I think okay. Let's discuss about this. We'll write one Docker file here. It's a simple Docker file. Now tell me. Now, if we use a CMD entry point, what will execute here? Entry point will execute or CMD will execute? The same commands actually. Same command, same script, but which one will execute here? If you want to know the difference, something need to change, right? Let's say, for example, from CMD. Just guess it now. Just say which one will final output will when run the container. Which one will execute? Both will execute or one will execute. If one will execute either CMD or entry point. Both. What about others? Fast. Now this is while installing this can be used. While running this can be used. Okay. Now, if you use the both for running purpose, which one will execute? CMD will take or entry point will take. If it is entry point is not there, definitely it will take this. If CMD is not there, it will take this. If you use the both, yes, we can use the both also, but that is a different scenario. I'll explain that. Okay, both will execute. That is a different scenario. That will execute. That I'll let you know that at the end of the session. You will understand clearly. But before that, let's understand this now. If you use the same command, let's say same instruction is there, and then commands also there. Instruction command both will be there. Both instruction command, if it is instruction this and the command here, both will execute. But instruction commands both will be there. Let's see that how. Let's see this. Now let's see. Let's see. We'll do that. Okay. We'll do all the scenarios. Okay. And then let's build this. Let's simply execute a command. I just use the test. It's updating, takes little time. This installing Python, there's nothing to use to this Python basically. Just I want to show that for installing softwares, we are using the run command. That is the reason I mentioned the Python installation. Okay. Or else nothing to do. What I mean, this Python 3, this one. This is just I'm trying to show you for installing softwares, we are using the run commands or updating or anything. That is here. And let's see. Let's run that. Docker run -IT and then test. Okay, I'm running this. Now see this. What output is printed now? It's a which one it will printed? That entry point one is printed. There is no CMD one is not executed. Means the first preference for whom it takes, the entry point will take, even if it is a CMD. If CMD is not there, the entry point will take it up. If the entry point is not there, CMD will be take it up. But hero is who? Entry point is the hero. Right? Clear now? Then CMD is the right-handed, let's say. For this is hero. Okay. And let's say side actor kind of. Let's say like he's the main villain, let's say entry point. And the right-handed is the CMD, let's say. Fine, clear now, guys? Okay, cool. The next. Okay, now we saw the just for what is the purpose of CMD entry point and the precedence. And even there is a one more important question they're going to ask you. If it is a CMD and CMD and I have a CMD and we have a CMD and we have a CMD. There is a multiple CMD commands are there. Which command will be take it up? Now let's say VA Docker file. Okay. And what I'm going to do? Delete. Let's keep it this 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fine. Copy this. Insert mode. Okay. Okay. Now tell me which one will execute here? Which one I execute here? It's a very important question. Very important question. Now, basically, if in the Docker file, multiple CMD commands can be allowed. Multiple CMD commands will allowed. Entry point won't be. Entry point won't allow the multiple entry point commands in your Docker file. But CMD it will allow. But which one will take? Will take. Let's see that. Suspense. Okay. Will take a which one? Yes. Most of the guys are correct. Okay. Now Let's build it. Let's build a test one. Okay, test, and then let's run this test one. Let's run this. Oh, what is the image we build? Test colon one. No, which one executed? Fifth one executed means at the last CMD command will execute. If it's a 5, last CMD. If it's a 10, last 10th one. At the instruction, last CMD command will be execute for us. It's a very, very, very important scenario based interview question. Remember that. Who worked on real time, they can able to answer this very easily. But you guys also can do. Clear now, guys? This is also very important question. Cool. The next what we do, let's see about the exe from shell form. Even some people are working in real time, right? They won't understand like what is exe from shell form. They say simply write a data file. Okay, but they copy paste it somewhere and then they write that. But they don't know like it has the two forms, exe form, shell form. What is the difference between these two? Also, they don't know. Even I saw that in real, almost last 5 years, the most of the people are not aware of that. Okay, let's see that also how to do that. Now let's talk about let's write a Docker file. Let's test this. Copy this simple Docker file on command and then what I did, I created one environment. The key is the name. Okay, key is the name and value of the Madhusudan is the value. Key is the name and value is the Madhusudan. I'm using which form it is? It is the shell form. It is the shell form I'm using now. I'm using a shell form and the entry point, the final one widget. Now, if I run this program, what is the output will print? What is the output will print? This is what I'm talking about, not a CMD versus entry point. I'm talking about a exe form versus the shell form. I'm talking about the exe form and then shell form I'm talking. Okay, remember this exe form and shell form I'm talking. Now, which form it is? It's a shell form. It's a shell form. Okay, now let's start this. Okay, now let's build to build to let's run to. Now the Madhusudan is print. Correct, right? Madhusudan will print. That's the everything is works fine. Then if you use the same program with the like a exe form, how we do, right? Now let's change that. Now what you do? Let's make a change for this is the like as it has the exe form like this syntax. What I'm gonna do? Insert mode. Single quote or double quotes, anything is fine. Okay. Now so, okay, let's put this and then disconnect it. Okay, that's fine. Is it clear now? What I put now? This is I put it in this like as this instruction. This is the command. Okay, this instruction. This is the syntax of this, right? Exe form syntax is this is the exe form. This is the instruction. This commands. Okay, executable and then parameters. Executables and parameters. And this is the executables and parameters. This is the parameters. Let's see how it works. This is the instruction. Now what I want to know, I want to print this thing when I'm using the exe form. When I'm using an exe form now here. Sorry, first build that. Let's run that. Now what happened here? If there is no for name is printing here. What is the system is not understanding, but you declare for in a shell form, it is understand, okay, array environment name in Linux, they set up this name, and no, this name they are calling this here, they are calling this variable name is the name. Now I need to read this value from the environment, then it will be printed the value it will print. But if I print here now, it will treat it as it's a simple command, but it's not treated as a it's an environment variable, and then you need to read from environment variable. I need to pick the value. It needs nothing. You don't know that because of it is not understanding this. This is just you say the echo, then it will print the echo. But you should tell them what program it is, what is shell it is. It's a like as bash shell, Python shell, or like as anything, whatever. Okay, now you should tell the system clearly, array babu, so this is so and so, then execute this method like that. Okay, then only it will understand that. Okay, in a shell form. In a exe form, we need to explain everything. In shell form, we don't need to explain anything. Now let's do that also. It's same thing I run in the shell form, it's working. The same thing I'm running in the exe form, it's not working because of it won't understand what program it is. It's just executable, that's it. It's a just executable, it is executed, that's it. But if you're calling any environment variable, if you want to read that environment variable, it won't understand this. What is dollar, what is this name, is the name is the variable or not. It is treated as a one simple string. It is treated as a string, that is string is printed whatever you mentioned here. But in a previous shell form, what happened, it understand array, this dollar name is there's something environment variable name is there, then that environment variable it need to be printed. Now if it's leave it about that. Let's for example, let's say echo, let's say user. If I print here, what it will print, this is the one environment variable that contains what it is. It's a EC2 user, that is a system user. Okay, and then even we can use the host name. This is a host name, this is the environment variable, this is Linux environment variable, it will understand that. But if you are using inside the Docker exe form, it won't understand where this environment variable setup mean. Like this is your Linux will be set up. If you see the env command, you can see let's say list of your environment variables set up in your Linux system. Okay, how you set up this environment variable? Using export command. Using export command, we can set up this environment variable. See this. Okay, this is a user, and then tini as client, and then here, and host name. These are command. Okay, this is environment variables, inbuilt environment variables which we have. This name is my own environment variable inside my program, that is understanding shell form. Exe form is not understanding. If you want to understand the exe form, like as shell form, what you do, we need to tell them to exe form, array babu, I am a Linux mission, I'm a Linux command, and when you are use the dollar name is they treat it as it's a Linux system, then take it as it's a variable, then you can print that environment variable inside my command. That we need to tell that clearly to him, then or else exe form won't listen those things. Okay, then whatever you print, that simply it's good. That now how to make it that, let's see that. Let's see that how to do that. Now what I can do here now in exe form, what is this? V8 data file. It's at me. Now we can use this. Okay, just save this, save this. Now what I did now here, I tell them, Array Babu, this is a Linux system, this is a command, it's a Linux command, then system will understand. Oh, okay, boss. Okay, don't worry, sorry. It will say that. Okay, just kidding. Okay, now what we do, let's do this now. Now it's print that LMS will be print this time. It will understand the okay, this is Linux system. If you call a dollar name means okay, it's an environment variable. I need to pick the environment variable. IFC means command. Command. We should tell that this is a Linux command. And the bash command, we should tell the parameter, and then it will understand. Is it clear, guys? What is the difference between the shell form and exe form? In shell form, just simply it will work this because this is a shell form. It's exe form. We need to tell the clearly to the system. Array, so I am so on. So this is what I want, like that. Okay. But if you want any entry point, mostly we can use this entry point in the shell form only. All, let's say run command, we can use the shell form. Okay, mostly in CMD or entry point, we can use the exe form. Okay, in mostly we can use the CMD entry point. Mostly we can use the our like as exe form only. Okay, is it clear, guys? Now that is a small difference between the exe form and shell form. And then let's do for the real example of our CMD and entry point. Like run command simple, that is can be used for build time. What are the install the softwares, whatever you run the any commands, okay, any Linux commands, we can use the run command. We can use the run command. Run command will be run on the build time, okay. And CMD entry point will run on the run time. Those both we are calling as a executables. CMD entry point is the executables. Now let's talk about that. Now the main difference is, let me talk first. Let me explain this. Now CMD, remember CMD parameters are override entry point. Okay. Now see this in CMD, what parameters are override and entry point parameters can't be override. What parameters means? Now for example, in our example we have just done for cat. Now this is the like as instruction. This is a let's say parameters. Okay, like multiple parameters we can pass. Comma separated, we can pass the multiple parameters. Those parameters, if there is no change in your parameter, just go for entry point. You feel my parameters are changed for every runtime. Every Docker run command, my parameters need to override. My parameters need to override. Let's say you want to run the run command, stop command, let's say restart command, something. Let's that command you want to do that. Okay, while running, then what you do? You should use for the CMD is a good option. And when you feel like that, now my instruction never be changed. This is a fixed command to run my while running container. Then go for entry point. If you don't want to override your parameters, go for entry point. If you want to override the like as your parameters, go for CMD. This is the difference between these two. Okay, this one. Understand, guys? What is the CMD entry point difference? Parameters can override. Parameters are can override instead of let's can override, and parameters can't override. Can't override. It's a fixed. Even when like trying to override, it won't take. Hey, hell, who are you? I won't listen your words. And this guy, alright, mama, come. Then it will override that like that. Clear, guys? Clear now? It's a rough candidate, and now it's a smooth candidate, kind of. Okay, let's see that. Let's see the hands-on, then you will get more clear on that. Concept is clear now. Okay, let's implement that, and now you will get 100% clear on that. Okay, let's do that. 1 second. I have written that. This is exe form, how to run the bash. This run command, the CMD command. Okay, let's run the CMD command. Now, what I can say, Docker file. Okay. Now, 1 comma. Now, it's a simple example. I'm going to use the exe form. What CMD form you are going to do? Now, I'm telling the system array, use this command while running a container. While running a container, this can be used. Understand? No? While running container, this can be executable. That's what I tell the system. Yes or no? That's what we executed now previously. Now what I did, I'm using a CMD command. I print this message. Okay, let's see this what happened. Now let's build this with the 5. With the 5, let's build and let's run with the 5. Let's run with the 5. Now this output is printed successfully. Yes or no? With the CMD, this output is run successfully. And now what I do, I can use the bash. Like I can use the bash command. Where is that output? Now it will override that CMD command to this one, that echo print now this command to this whatever we printed here. Hello world. Instead of this command it's not entire things. Now let this instead of this. Now the bash command can be override. This command whatever we are passing, that command can be override here. The bash is override and it will end here. But where is the output? Where is the hello world output? It is not executed. Now it will override this bash. It will override the this bash command. Clear now? Okay, don't confuse. Keep it this. Remember, it is override and execute instead of this one. It is executed this. That's clear, right? Instead of this execute output printing, now it's executed this for us, and that's the reason we went inside. We went inside instead of this. Or else we can do one more thing also. We can do bash. I can say first. Okay, let's say echo. Sorry. I think instead of this something. We'll talk about that. Okay. Let me do the entry point, then we'll make it clear. Then we'll do try different methods. Okay. Now let's make the entry point here. The same example. I'm using entry point here. Instead of CMD, I'm going to use the entry point. Now build 5 is done, right? Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a 6 with the example. Now I build with the 6. Now I'm going to run the 6. That output print, same print. But here I'm using a bash. I'm using bash here. In CMD time, what happened here? Instead of this printing, it is bash is printing for us. Means bash is executing for us. Yes or no? In a CMD time, instead of this printing, the bash is executed for us. But in the entry point time, let's see what happens. Entry point won't take your parameters. Entry point won't take your parameters. It won't override. It will override for like that. It will be whatever you mentioned, that will only like it won't override. It won't be override. In entry point, it won't be override. The concept is clear now. Now, if you want, we can do the multiple options like parameters and whatever we can use. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear now? Okay. Now let's do for like multiple only parameters can pass that, like that we can try. Let me try. Now let's say entry point. Okay, let's use the CMD. Okay, first let's discuss about the CMD. Delete CMD. Okay. Mm, okay, let's do one thing. Let's discuss about like this is the one option, and then what we do, we can combination we can use. I can what I mean combination we can use entry point, entry point, and then CMD. The combination we can use this. The entry point you can put a like as your executable, and then your instruction this, and then executable you can I mean like as in a syntax. Now this instruction then executable, right? We can divide that, and the instruction we can keep it that. Okay, like I mean instruction means CMD. Okay, entry point, and then executable means echo or something like that. Okay, this is the instruction, this is the executable. Okay, this is the parameters. Okay, and then do for our combination between what is this combination we can use both. Let's later we'll try with different options. Let's use the combination between these. Now combination we can use right now. Now what I mean, this is my I want to keep it like I want to change the parameters. Let's say I want to change the parameters. Now let's build this first, and what I've written echo hello, and this is the fixed one. Entry point is the up to this fixed. Now only this can change for every time. This parameter can be changed for time. Let's I won't override first time. Let's see what output will print. Now tell me what is output will print now this time. This time. Last time what we did CMD entry point we use now. No, hello now. Sure. No, this time is different. Let's try this. Okay, that is the what instruction. We are not mentioning any instruction here. If you observe here, we are not using echo for CMD. Ah, that hero, okay, man. But this hero don't have any information now. If you use the C again CMD here, here if you use the like as echo again bin echo and then world, then this is the hero. That's I agree. But there is no echo something nothing here. Is it clear now? Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's execute and you'll understand. Okay, now let's do one thing. Okay, let's build with 7 and let's run with 7. Run with 7. Now what is printed? Hello bash is printed. Now here instead of this, let's run with the 7 without bash. That bash is previous one. Now see hello world is printed. Now here instead now I'm overriding these parameters. Let's say Madhu. Hello Madhu printed. Now let's say hello or let's say Punu. Let's say Punu hello Punu will print it. Now that parameter can be override. Only that parameter can be override. Then we can use the combination between these two. But if you use the CMD or entry point, any one thing, only CMD can be, but entry point can't be. Let me show another example. Is this clear, right? The parameters, if you want what are the parameter you are going to change, then we can put that CMD, and remaining instruction, fixed instruction, you can keep it entry point, and parameter you can use. So instead of 2, then I can use only CMD, right? In that case, yes, obviously you can use the CMD. Let's try that. But this combination also we have option. Okay, this combination also we have option. If they were going to ask interview point, then you can say that fixed instruction and then executable, you can keep it in the entry point, and the parameter can be keep it in the CMD. Then it can be we can combine the one we can use. Now either we can use the let's say CMD. In a CMD, what you can do, Okay, okay, just let me do this. Okay, let's do one thing. This also. Let's do this. Whatever you guys are saying, na? Hero and all right. Now this time, earlier we use the CMD up, entry point down, right? The first example. CMD up and then entry point is down. We do right. Yes or no? Now this time what we do? Let's reverse it. Entry point is up. CMD is last. Okay. Let's say anything. That's fine. Entry. Yes, this time is the CMD. Okay, let's change small. Okay. I guess up and down. Earlier we use the shell form. Now this time is the exe form. Okay. This time is the exe form. Just keep it this. Even -c is not required here. Okay. That bin bash is into mention. Okay. The next. What I do? Let build with the 8 and run with the 8. No confusion, guys. Right? 8 and remove this mono first of all. Don't override anything. Keep it this. What is printing now? What is hero this time? Then what is the hero means here now? Whoever the down, that is the hero, right? Yes or no? Understand, na? That time, like what are the last command in the Docker file, that is the hero. Okay, either entry point or CMD. Keep it in mind. But if you have the multiple CMD and entry point, CMD not a hero. Entry point is the only hero. Understand? If we entry point is there, and then CMD is there in bottom CMD, even multiple CMD at the bottom of CMD is the hero. Clear now? But you can't keep it the multiple entry point in that single Docker file. Sir, what happened if I put the multiple entry point in the Docker file? What happens? Okay, let's see what happens. Multiple, you can the same, I never be test man. I'm testing first time. Let me do 9. I build with the 9. Let me run with this 9. Works man. It's allowed, but it's not executing. Okay. Okay, fine. But it's nothing. It's just it's nothing happened. There is no error, but there is no error, but it's not executed anyway. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do? Let's comment this line. We know to require that you guys understand, right? Bottom of the CMD are defined. Who is the bottom? That is the final executable. That is the final executable. Keep it in mind and all the scenarios. And then next, what we can do here is just 2 minutes, guys. Maximum 2 minutes. And now we can do for 10. Okay, 10. And the next, let's run with the 10. And now, hello world CMD we are used. Hello world CMD we used. Here now, clear now. And the next, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass with the, let's say, Madhu. Now what happened here? Starting container process exe Madhu, file not found, path unknown. Okay, now open the Docker file. Okay. If you have 2 parameters, if you want 1 parameter, that is, I'm not sure. Let's do one thing. Keep it only 1 parameter here and let me try. One second. We build it now. No. Okay, let me try with this. I think, okay, let me rebuild with the 11. I thought I built. Okay, run. Then next, what we do? Let me run this. Okay, let me run the 11 first. First of all, let's see what Docker file contains. I change this, man. Let me build it. Change this again. Two parameters I'm passing. Okay, let's keep it the two parameters. Let's see what happens. And let's build with the 12 fresh one. And let's run with the 12. 12 without any parameters already. Now this allow boss is printed. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this. Same issue. That's what I'm going to do. Let's keep it the one parameter. That's right. Only one parameter can keep it, and then build with the 13. Sorry, it's run command now. Build command. Where is the build command? 13. Let me make it the 13. Let's run with the 13. This hello will print. Now let's say okay, 1 second. I can see something we can use. Option. One question. Wait. What is this, man? The searching is important, no? Searching is very important. No, I can see yes. -c command. Okay, let's see, and we can put this to let's see. 1 second, yes. 1 second. Now let's one question here is that parameter. Why? It's a complete command we can overwrite this. It's a combination we can overwrite this. Any parameters we can overwrite. Whatever we discussed, it also mentioned. Specific parameter I want. Specific parameter in CMD. In CMD, Docker. Just understand that my requirement, what I'm trying to do, right? Like I want to override the specific parameter, not entire command. Uh, this is the one option, guys. If you want a specific parameter, what we do, we need to use the entry point as well as CMD. Mm, this entry point and as well as CMD, the both. I have saw somewhere. I think I executed some time back. Not sometime means older. Like we can override the specific parameter also. Not entire command. I don't want. I want to specific parameter in this instruction. If I override, it can be override. How can do this specific parameter override? The specific parameter we want to override, there is another option is there. Like we can keep it the one environment variable. That environment variable we can pass while running container. Hyphen env, what is the name? That name we can pass it. Specific environment that is possible again. We can use the env command. But if you want to command, we can't. Okay, that's it. That's fine, guys. Okay, that's if you want to override anything, we can combination we can use. Like we can use the entry point as well as CMD. CMD, what are the parameter you want to override? You can keep it that into CMD. Okay. Now, if you want in the single command you want to override, then you can complete command you need to execute like this. Just I'm here again, and they will ask a question. Once you build the Docker image, if they will come the wrong question. Let's say in the interview, even I face many times this question. Are you sure? Can you want to override the entry point command? Parameters anyway, we can't. I am 100%. But people will ask entry point command can we override? Now we can override. How? We can entire command we need to pass like this. Hyphen entry point, and this is the like as executable, and then this is the parameter. Then that we can be override. Entire entry point again need to be specify the hyphen entry point, then it will possible. If someone will ask the question, the wrong question, are you sure we can't over the entry point means they say them entire entry point command instruction can be override. Entire entry point instruction can be override, but parameters can't be override. Is it clear, guys? Clear, no? That is keep in mind. That's important. What we do? Let's do from let's just use the exe command. Just I'm trying one more option. Let's 14. But it is possible with the env. Env will discuss in the next sessions. Okay. Tomorrow session we'll discuss env command. Tomorrow we'll discuss env on build. Okay. Expose again. Multiple. There is no extension, man. That's what we need. It's a plain text Docker file. That's what I discussed the first. There is no extension. Jenkins file, Docker file. There is no extension. It's a plain text file. It's a plain text file. Clear, na? No, Docker. You can write anything. No, that also I'll tell you. Wait 1 minute. What we are build now? We build the 14, right? Like 14 can we do this? Huh. It's not working. That's correct. Now, if it's not only Docker file. If it is a Docker file will be executed. If it is not a Docker file, if you written for any name, let's say, mv Docker file to baby Docker file, let's say, like your own name. This is your own Docker file. Where we are now, man. Okay, here cat baby Docker file. Okay. Now this is a Docker file out there. Let's say this is also one Docker file. Let's say UI Docker file, front-end Docker file. In a single folder, you run the multiple Docker files. Then it will confuse like which file it will take to build. Okay. That time what we do, we can give our custom name, custom Docker file name. That time what we can do, I already told. Like what option we can use, guys, to use the custom name. If you mention the custom name, what is the command to use? Guys, we ran also. Which one? Tell me. FNF file name we need to be specified. That will build. Clear now? Now, if you are not using a Docker file name, you need to specify your custom file name. That also will work. Fine. Okay, guys. Then see you and then tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, lot of commands we are going to discuss, like as expose and then on build and then env and argument. Multiple commands we are going to discuss. Okay. arg env. Okay. arg env and then remaining commands on build, health check, expose, on build also, health check we're going to discuss. Okay, we'll discuss all these commands for tomorrow session. Fine. Okay. Okay, guys. Then see you on the bye tomorrow. Bye, guys.